If you want to see the economic downturn's impact on average Americans, look no further than Sacramento, California. The city's homeless rate is growing at an alarming rate as people who just a few months ago had decent jobs suddenly find themselves with no place to go. Here's NBC's Chris Jansing.
This is Sacramento in 2009, but take another look. These images, so hauntingly reminiscent of the iconic photos of the 1930s and the Great Depression. This is a modern-day shantytown along the railroad tracks for Sacramento's exploding homeless population.
This is the bottom of the barrel here. I don't think it can get any worse than this.
Jim's new home, a small tent with 6 layers of tarp to keep out the rain. For 30 years he worked construction, then 6 months ago, the jobs dried up.
I'm used to having a roof over my head, electricity, my own bathroom, a TV to watch news. It wasn't even in my wildest dreams to end up in a place like this.
There are 2,000 homeless in Sacramento. 300 live here, with more coming every day.
I normally go to anywhere from 2 to 5 construction establishments or businesses a week, and I'm told the same thing every time I go to each one of them, that we're not hiring.
Many of the stories here are heartbreakingly similar. Middle-class Americans living paycheck to paycheck lose their job, then their house, and have nowhere to go. Every shelter in Sacramento is filled to overflowing. It's happening in Seattle, too. Tent cities in Reno and Nashville. Sudden homelessness brought on by unexpected, shocking poverty. Had you ever been homeless before this?
No, never even thought about it.
Before Corvin and Tina landed here just a few months ago, he made a good living selling cars.
It's pretty devastating to suddenly move into a tent, and you have to learn a lot of new things. It's kind of like being in the frontier days, you know, everything is hard.
Even with 6 blankets on their mattress, some nights are still cold. Bathrooms and a shower are at least a mile away.
The irony of it, I mean, you know, some of the people are homeless. I went to high school, you know, with
the new mayor, former NBA star Kevin Johnson, grew up in Sacramento.
And I think really what has happened is this has been a dirty little secret, and we've kind of swept it under the rug.
Dinner is simmering in a pot made out of a coffee can. Soup from water, potatoes, onions, canned tomatoes. You're left to wonder what tomorrow will hold for the people here and how many more will arrive. For today, Chris Jansing, NBC News, Sacramento.
It's scary to see how quickly people can go from having a home to being homeless. It's just...
Someone once said that there's an enormous percentage of people in this country who were 2 paychecks away from being homeless, and this economic downturn is really starting to prove that.